Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today, we're diving into an incredibly interesting conversation surrounding actor Robert Carradine, the beloved star from the classic comedy Revenge of the Nerds. A new interview has resurfaced, giving fans a rare behind-the-scenes look at what really happened during the making of the cult favorite film. From casting stories to on-set chemistry, unexpected challenges, and reflections decades later we've never heard before. So sit back, we'll relax, and let's break down the untold story behind one of the iconic comedies of the 80s. Before we get into Carradine's new interview, let's take a moment to understand the cultural footprint of Revenge of the Nerds. Released in 1984, the movie quickly became a comedy landmark, a story about underdogs, friendship, and challenging stereotypes. Over the years, it's developed a massive cult following and continues to be quoted, referenced, and parodied across pop culture. But the movie's production wasn't always smooth. And according to Carradine, many things that fans assume happened effortlessly were actually the product of improvisation, experimentation, and even a few moments of chaos behind the camera. He reflected on Hollywood changes, comedy standards evolving, and the way 80s films are understood differently now. Carradine said he believes the film's heart, the message about acceptance and empowerment, continues to resonate even if some humor feels dated today. He emphasized that Revenge of the Nerds stands as a reminder of how far representation has come, and how important it is to keep telling underdog stories with sincerity. So let's hear it from the horse's mouth.
The title of the film was so off-putting to me, I didn't even want to meet. But my agent convinced me I should at least go meet them. So I go to 20th Century Fox on my motorcycle. This is pre-helmet era in California. So my hair is just like, and I walk in and I meet Jeff Canoe, the director. And I don't know, we don't really get along per se. And the meeting ends and I go back out and I get on my bike. I go, that ain't going anywhere. So they want to have me come back in and audition. And I don't want to do that. My agent says, listen, this is a studio film. You really need to go in on this. I said, okay. So I don't want to leave anything to chance. I'm going to show these suckers. So I get my hair cut in a regular boy's haircut, which is really short. And I went to an optometrist shop and I got the glasses that I wore in the movie. In fact, when I went into the optometrist shop, I'm looking at all these frames and they're like $300-400. I can't believe it. And the optometrist says, well, you can't put just anything in front of your eyes, young man. I said, well, I'm playing a nerd. I didn't even want to say it out loud. So he says, oh, a nerd. And I'm like, yeah. He goes in the back of his business and he comes out with a shoebox and he blows the dust off the top, opens it up, and it's full of those glasses that engineers wear at NASA. And I put them on, I go, perfect. So I go to the audition. This all happened on the same day. I go to the audition, and they walk out of the office to get me. They look right at me, they look the other way, and they go back in. I'm like, wow, that's weird. So it happens again. I go, excuse me, I have a 2 o'clock with you guys? They go, Bobby? I go, yeah. And they go, oh my God. And they take me into the office. I do a lackluster audition, but I get the job.
Right, because don't you think that, you've done a little bit of directing, and I've done a bunch of directing and casting and acting. I really think that way more than 50% is the look.
So I got the part, and there's a thing in the script that refers to my character as having a honking laugh. And I didn't know what that was. I didn't even really worry about it. And it's the day before we're going to start shooting, and we're having like a kickoff party. And I said to the director, Jeff Canoe, I said, hey man, I don't have the laugh. He goes, you don't? I said, no. He says, here, watch this. And he stuck in the audition tape from James Cromwell, and James Cromwell's doing the laugh.
Oh,
like,
wow.
Oh my God. So I find James on the at the party. I go, hey man, your laugh is really fucked up. And he says, that's not my laugh. I go, it's not? He says, no. I said, it's a technique? He says, yeah. I said, oh, show me how to do it. So he taught me the laugh at the party. The next day, the first day of production, we're in the station wagon and we're driving to school, got the cruise control locked on 35, well, let's run on up to 38. And we turn and look at each other and we do the laugh in stereo. Part of my deal on that show is I had a participation in the net returns on the movie.
Wow.
So the movie was shot for $6 million. It made $42 million, and it didn't turn a profit. Like, I'm getting these statements, you know, and I'm watching the debt go lower and lower and lower, and it gets down to like, you know, $100,000. I'm thinking, wow, next statement, I'm going to get a participation. I get the next statement, it's back up to $2 million.
Right, because the studios cross-collateralize their expenses over all the movies.
You know what they cross-collateralized us over?
What?
The Dolly Parton, Sylvester Stallone movie, Rhinestone.
Right.
Right.
Because as a businessman, like, you know, you have your own production company, I have my own production company. And like, if we make money on one project and we lose money on the other project, we do the same thing.
Yeah.
It just really pisses us off when a studio does it and we don't get to make money.
But on Nerds 2,
Uh-huh.
at a percent of the gross that kicked in around 5 million and stopped at 20 million. This is a nice piece.
So it worked out.
It worked out. I mean, that amount of time that it took to make that money was about 2 months.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because the second film made almost as much as the first.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
and it's not as good a movie.
Revenge of the Nerds is good on so many levels. In fact, it's so good that you can't even find it streaming now because it's now controversial, right?
Yes, we did some stuff back then that they don't do now, and they don't approve of it now.
So there you have an in-depth look at Robert Carradine's revealing interview and the enduring legacy of Revenge of the Nerds. It's always fascinating to hear actors revisit the films that shaped their careers, and Carradine's reflections show just how much heart, creativity, and unexpected passion went into making this classic. If you're a longtime fan of the movie, drop a comment below. Which moment from Revenge of the Nerds is your favorite? And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.